Welcome to another episode of the Cooking Swiss, and today we are going to make Tuscan white bean and spinach soup. And the reason why I like to make that often, and obviously the Cooking Swiss, because the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland has a lot of very similar Italian recipes and bean soups. There are different versions of bean soups down in that area, in that region of Switzerland as well. And we are just going to make something. And it's a kind of a rainy, gloomy day today in New Jersey. So we are just going to go ahead and make a little comfort soup. So first off, I am going to start with, I'm just going to do half an onion. I like to use shallots, but I don't have a shallot right now, so we're just gonna use half an onion. Just gonna cut that in half. The other one I'm putting away. I have one of these like food storage containers like this. There we go. Use that for something else. And then we just peel and chop the onion. Again, onions are nearing the end of the season, really. That new crop should be coming out any day, pretty much. And whatever. So if you do buy onion right now, you should only buy, in very small quantities, because it just goes rotten very quickly, very easily. So basically just buy what you need. Also, if you start hearing some weird noises in the background, yelling, screaming, nobody's getting killed or anything, it's that, it's summer break. The kids are home from school. They do not know how to occupy themselves. So they start doing all sorts of weird stuff at all times. I took this, now I'm about to cry. Oh my God, this onion is very intense. Ooh. So, as you saw in the clip earlier, I took this from my garden. I already washed it. And we're chopping this off. I like to use fresh, but if you don't, you can always use the dried kind. By the way, if you have, I forgot what it's called. When you have, not fainting, what is it called? Epilepsy. Apparently, I've heard that rosemary could trigger epilepsy attacks. So maybe if you have somebody in your family, then maybe try to limit the rosemary usage. I have a sister who has epilepsy. I hear the first noise. I don't know if it gets more intense. We shall see. I told them I only need about 20 minutes, so if they could keep it down. But we'll see. So now I'm also using 2 cloves of garlic. I really advise you for this soup to use actual garlic, and as well as the onion. This time I'm not going to say you can substitute it for the powder stuff. You could, but I think it's just better to use the actual stuff this time. All right. And I think this is pretty much it for the prep. Sorry about the shaking. I'll get this off here. And we are going to use a can of Italian style diced tomatoes. Should not be Italian style, should be just plain. But unfortunately, that's the only one that I have left. So we're just going to use that. It'll be fine. And we're also going to use 1 can of cannellini beans. Going over to the stove, turning it on, let's see, front, right. And we're using olive oil. And it is Mediterranean. And we're just going to saute. This is a very quick soup. I hope it's going to come through the video. And with ingredients that many people will have at home, maybe except for, you know, the beans. But I have also used the red beans before or black beans. I'm using the white beans this time. Sauteing it, bringing out the flavor of the rosemary and the garlic. Let me turn this down a little bit here. It's already burning over there. And we open up the can. Once again, some cans have like the little pulley and other cans don't, so this one doesn't. I don't know why that would make a difference. Why, for example, the bean ones have the pulley and the tomato cans usually don't have anything. I wonder why that is. I'm sure there must be a reason for it. So again, just bringing this to a boil. And what I like to do is I rinse this out with water, because I'm going to add in more water anyhow, because I don't want to waste anything. All right. As we wait for this to come to a boil, we can fill up our water. We are going to use approximately 2 cups, 3 to 4 cups of water. And another one. And I'm using a vegetable bouillon. I'm just going to kind of, about 2 tablespoons. You could just use salt, but I like to use bouillon. And because I'm using vegetable bouillon, it's going to make it vegan. You go ahead, you could use chicken, beef, whatever you like. Probably chicken better than beef. All right, kind of like ballparking it. All right, so now we're gonna bring this to a boil. We're also opening up the can. Obviously, this one now has the pulley. I don't understand why some of them have and some of them don't. So we're gonna drain the beans. And the soup. I was just thinking in German. The soup is going to cook fairly quickly because everything is really cooked at this point. The only other thing that we're going to add in at the very end is spinach. Actually, not true. We're also going to add in a 1/4 cup of any kind of pasta. You could, by the way, also use rice. All right, so let's deal with the cannellini beans. Let's put those in first. And this is stuck again. All right, pretty much stuck. So once the water boils, we are going to add in the 1/4 cup of pasta. Starting to hear something. Let's see if it's already boiling. No. I got my hopes up. It was making the boiling noises. And it's getting there. All right, so I decided the pasta I'm going to use today, because I mentioned rice, so I was inspired. I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of orzo. I like to use smaller pasta, like, for example, ABC, or what are the other ones called? Maybe, like, just these, whatever small pasta you can get your hands on. I'm trying to open this up. Oh, now it's boiling. Very nice. All right, so we're doing about a 1/4 cup. You can do you could do more. There we go. Let's do a little bit more, right? And because it's a smaller pasta, it only takes about 6 to 7 minutes. And in the meantime, let's get the spinach ready. I got this baby spinach. Doesn't have to be organic, but it just happened to be the one that I bought. All right, so we are going to use or need about 4. There we go. 4 to 5 cups. So the way I say it is about 4 to 5 handfuls. Because remember, the spinach just kind of collapses on its own. And then you think you have a lot, but by the end of the day, you don't have a lot. If you like spinach, put more. You don't like spinach, use a less. Most of all, don't listen to your kids because they always complain about the spinach, but they still end up eating it. I even convinced my younger son now, who would not eat spinach at all. Now he's actually liking it. And it's maybe one of these days I'm going to show you how I make the spinach. I like to make slightly sauteed leafy spinach. By the way, you can also use frozen spinach if you have some. So, straining it. And now, one more thing I like to do, some of them have the rough stems. You could just cut them out. But more or less, honestly, I just don't care. I'm just going to leave it in. It's okay, because it's baby spinach. But what I do is I cut it up a little bit. Because once the spinach is in the soup, it might, obviously it will wilt. And then it can become quite stringy, so you don't want to choke on a spinach leaf. So that's why I like to chop it up a little bit. Just like that, nothing fancy. I just realized I made a little snafu because I like to, if I find it, when I'm sauteing, I like to add a little bit of red pepper because that brings out the spiciness a little bit more. I completely forgot all about it because I haven't made it in a while, honestly. I usually make it in the fall, but today I just felt like making it. So I'm just adding it in now. If you don't like it too spicy, you just use a regular pepper. But I'm usually the only one eating this soup anyhow, for reasons that are beyond me. I don't really understand it, but so I'm just making this soup for myself, and I like extremely spicy foods. Even though I'm Swiss, I don't know why, but I just love spicy food, like Indonesian spicy, like super spicy. Even though now I'm getting older and maybe a little bit less, but that's definitely, I love that. I have no idea why I forgot to put it in the first place, but oh well, we'll put it in now. It's almost done. A few more seconds. Guess I might as well. And now, important is turn this off, and maybe let it sit for a few seconds before we actually put the spinach in, because it will still wilt and cook enough, because spinach doesn't really have to be cooked, I suppose. So yes, let's go and get the spinach. So you'll see it, you think, oh my god, it's a lot, but then let's start putting it in. And by the way, by the time it's wilted down, I suppose I invented another word, wilted down. All right, we're just mixing this in. And our soup is pretty much ready. Nice colors too. All right, I got everything ready. I got the little bowl with the bowl cozy so we don't burn our hands. All right. Can't really see anything, I suppose. I should have left it down here. All right, a little bit more. Oh, and I need to get a spoon, obviously. Oh my god, yeah, knock it down. Drop it on your feet. And I have the coffee mug and everything. All right, so what I like to do, I put in some vegan shreds. You can obviously use other cheese, regular cheese, Gruyere, whatever you like, cheddar. And here we go. It's like I'm almost afraid to try it because it's still so steaming hot. All right, let's try a little bit. That's the one thing I don't like about the vegan cheese, is because sometimes it just doesn't melt as nicely as regular cheese. It always kind of keeps the consistency like that. Well, technically it's not cheese, it's called vegan shreds or cheddar shreds. I could just gone with regular cheese, but I don't know. Sometimes I like to do the vegan route. All right, let's see. Very good. So yeah, if you like this recipe, I hope you're gonna try this out. It's really very simple and quick. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I was thinking maybe in the upcoming video, I want to do something with cherries. Not sure yet what. I have something in mind, but it will be a surprise. So keep looking for my next videos if you love cherries. And I hope to see you next time. I wish you a wonderful and beautiful day. Have a great day. Bye. Little bit of an addition. You can also eat the Tuscan soup with a grilled cheese sandwich. Tastes awesome.